Hey guys, welcome back to Ask Doc. My name's Shane and I'm a final year medical student and neuroscience supervisor at the University of Cambridge. And today I'm going to be answering a few questions that you guys sent me about student and social life here at Cambridge. So I'm going to split this video up into two main parts. Firstly, I'll be answering the questions that you guys sent me, and I'll put a list of all the questions that I answer so you guys can pick whichever one that's relevant to you and go straight to that. And in the second part, I'm going to be talking about this concept of opening doors and why it's so beneficial to come to universities like Oxford and Cambridge. So the first question I have that I get asked quite frequently is, will I fit in? So often there's this idea that Cambridge and Oxford attracts people that are just highly academic with very little passions, interests outside of it. In reality, it's like any other university. You're going to come across people from all walks of life, and you're going to find a group of people that you identify with that share similar ideas, interests, upbringings. You're going to get along with them just as well as if you'd gone to any other university. Even if you feel like really if I go to another university, I might come across a greater number of people who share the same ideas as me, and I might make more close friends that way. That might be true. However, being exposed to different ideas, being exposed to different types of upbringing, different types of people with different types of passions and ambitions, it's going to help you grow as a person. So really this idea of I won't fit in is really just a misconception. Honestly speaking, you're going to come across people that you identify with. You honestly won't have that feeling of I won't fit in after you've spent a few months getting to know people. Right, so the other thing I get asked is, will I have time to chill, go out and do my hobbies? Okay, so I'll level with you guys. The course in Cambridge is very intense, especially the first 3 years and especially the second year. It's kind of infamous for being one of the worst years out of the 6. However, if you're someone who's good at time management, or if you develop good time management skills, there's no reason why you can't do the medical course, do very well in it, but at the same time, also follow your passions, follow your interests. I've made loads of videos on time management. Have a look at that if you're kind of concerned about it and want to find out more about how you can improve your time management skill. And another thing I want to say is, yes, whilst the first 2 and a bit years are kind of stressful and maybe take up a lot of time, things rapidly start to get better. And that kind of starts almost in 3rd year, where the number of lectures and contact hours drastically go down. And your 4th, 5th and 6th years, really it's down to you. You have so much independence in deciding whether you're going to placement or whether you want to spend time doing whatever you want to do. Another thing to mention in terms of will you have time to do the things that you want to do, whilst your time within Cambridge is going to be intense, the term time is actually quite short. They're about 8 weeks, which means that you end up with usually 6-week holidays for Christmas and Easter, and also your summer holidays turns out to be almost 4 months. So what you might lose out during actual term time because the course is so intense and you have to keep on top of it, you make up for. So the third question is, what's the nightlife like? I'll level with you guys again. It's not amazing. It's very different from other universities that I've been to in terms of visiting my friends and having a look at the nightlife, etc. However, it's not terrible. There are nights for whatever person you are. You know, if you're someone who likes hip hop and grime, there's this thing called Fleek Friday, which happens in a club called Cindy's, also known as Bellare. And if you're someone who's into pop, chop music, then again, days like Tuesdays and Wednesdays at the same club are pretty good, but there are also other clubs like Vinyl and Fez, but that's really about it. I know other universities like Birmingham have like a mile strip that essentially contains loads of nightclubs, bars, etc. You're not really going to be having the best nightlife if you were to come to Cambridge, but it's not terrible, you know. It doesn't have nothing. There is something for everyone, and the colleges themselves run pretty good events. They run these things called BOPs, essentially just like big parties that happen within colleges. And later on in your medical career, actually people tend to have loads of house parties. So really the nightlife element, yes, it may not be better than other universities, but it's not terrible. So last question is, what's there to do for fun? In terms of things to do for fun in Cambridge, there's quite a few societies ranging from cultural to sports, and you can really get involved in as many as you like and as many as your time allows. And it's a really good way to get exposed to loads of new people, go to loads of cool events, and there's plenty of fun things to do in Cambridge. There's also a quintessential Cambridge thing called punting. Essentially you get on a boat and you just punt along the River Cam. That's a very kind of Cambridge fun thing to do, especially in summer post exams. And there are also these things called Mayballs, balls that happen towards the end of the year. They actually don't happen in May, but they've kind of always been called May balls. It usually happens around June time in Cambridge, and they're essentially these massive balls or parties that happen at each college. Some colleges are better than others. John's is known to be the third best party in Europe, I think, and Trinity also is known to be very good, and Downing especially is one of these underdog balls that turn out to be very fun, and more people tend to enjoy them. But obviously I'd say that because I am part of Downing. So yeah, plenty of fun things to do in Cambridge. Soon you'll realise actually the fun comes from the people you're with and the friends you make around you. So the final thing that I want to talk about is this concept of opening doors. This is something that I didn't appreciate too much when I actually applied and decided to come here. So as you guys know, I've been studying medicine at Cambridge for the past 6 years. During that time, I've also studied at Harvard University as part of my elective, and next year I'm going to be working, studying and teaching at the Oxford University NHS Trust. So I mentioned quite a few big names there, and I'm pretty sure it kind of grabbed your attention. Very similarly, when you put those names down in any application in your CV, when you're applying for a position or a role, it really does grab the attention of that interviewer, someone who's shifting through loads of CVs. It really does help you to stand out. And that's really something that I started to appreciate as time went on. I realized how good it was having these kind of names backing my application, because it means, yes, someone took note of me and would be much more likely to offer me an interview. It's not just putting down Cambridge, Oxford and Harvard, but also going to these institutions and universities. It helps you to build connections with loads of well-connected people. I've come across loads and loads of top consultants, people who are high up in their academic field, who could put me in touch with other people at other universities, at other institutions. They also would tell me about kind of new opportunities that would arise that I might be interested in, and they'd put me in contact with whoever was running it. So really, it's not just the name, but it's also the pool of people that you get access to by coming to a pretty good institution like this. Now, I'm not trying to sound high and mighty. I'm pretty sure this is something you can get from many other universities. Right, so there you have it. Hopefully you guys found this video very useful in terms of dispelling some of the myths and misconceptions that people have around Oxford and Cambridge. And if you have, please like, follow, share and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.